Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Europa Universalis. And we are at the end of the first round of the Third Age. And in a way we've seen the downfall of the Austrian Empire, at least to a certain extent. They've lost, I think, about 7 provinces or so. They've lost the majority of Hungary. They only control Transylvania. They've lost the Rhineland. Oh, well, I mean, they only control a single province there, but still, they lost that. Franche-Comté. And so they're basically now reduced again to their core provinces of Austria and the vassal Venetia, and these few provinces here in Lombardy. So that was pretty shocking, but still they are far ahead by points. The question is, will it be possible for the others to catch up? The Spaniards expanded into Morocco. Then they had the Iberian uprising, but for a bot that's much easier to deal with, they managed to destroy all the rebel provinces to destroy all the rebel units. They still got a lot of unrest left, but because they only roll a maximum of 5 rebel dice, it's unlikely that this will cause them too much trouble. They can also only lose a maximum of 1 cube, so a bot can deal with this unrest issue much better than a human player would. Apart from that, also the French had some trouble with the Huguenots, but they also managed to clear that up mostly, but they have a lot of unrest left, so that's something they somehow have to face. Of course, also unrest in the conquered provinces by the Poles and the Turks. So a lot of trouble in Europe at the moment. The Poles are already in a lot of trouble. They lose 4 points because of these 4 casus belli. Terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, really bad. For everyone, because of the 2 casus belli, for every casus belli that you're not in war with, you lose 2 victory points. So that is really ugly. I wonder if anybody else... No, I don't think so. No. Yeah, that's a real issue. But these provinces were liberated, so they lose points there, which massively sucks. I didn't remember it was that much. And now we're gonna see the movement of rebels, I guess. Let's see. Yeah. For each area with rebels and no unrest, move all but 1 rebel to an area with unrest which is adjacent by land. Most unrest, the most player realms. Okay. So I guess we will move into eastern Ukraine here. Yeah, pretty sure about that. Yeah, okay. I guess that's it. Yeah. So they will not siege this time, but we got to deal with them now if we don't want to lose this province also to them. Okay, so I'm done with the peace resolution. I hope I didn't miss anything. The Spanish gained 4 points for conquering Morocco. the bots gain points for conquering stuff. The players not necessarily, only if they fulfill missions or something. And that's what we can look at now. We got here, let's start down here, the Jagiellonian dynasty. That's 5 points. Owner vassalized 4 provinces in Bohemia, Royal Hungary, and so on. Now the guy has a ton of provinces here. So that was easy. And that gives them... that gives Poland 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sadly, they lost 4 because of that. And then it gives them a claim or 2 cubes in any area with Bohemian or Hungarian core provinces. What about this? I think this is possible. I think Transylvania is Hungary. So that might be interesting for me. I guess I want a claim in Transylvania. If I remember that right, I got a mission there. Okay. The French, they managed to do one of their starting missions, reincorporate Burgundy. So that gives them 3 points because they control now finally Burgundy. And then either remove 2 unrest or gain a claim in Rhineland, Flanders, and Wallonia or Lombardy. I think I'm going to remove 2 unrest. I think I can choose where I want to do that. I might either want to do it here, but I got my army there. Tough choice. But these are my core provinces. I don't know. This is... I didn't realize this. Maybe it's actually not a bad idea to do it here. Oh, there's still a marker there. Yeah, I'm going to remove these 2 unrest. Why not? Fuck. So now I'm pretty well established here in the Rhineland, it seems. Cool. The Turks, the Balkan foothold. Owner vassalized 5 provinces in Serbia and Albania, Croatia and Bosnia, or Wallachia and Bulgaria. Yeah, so we got the 4 here and the 4 here now. So, yeah, we managed to do this. That gives me 4 points. There we go. Gain a claim in 3 of Dalmatia, Hungarian Plain, Transylvania, or any of the areas above. So I could get a claim here in Croatia. Interesting. Let's see. I only have 2 claims left here. So I definitely want to have a claim here, I guess. That sounds pretty cool. Do I want to remove a claim from somewhere? Probably not. For now I'm gonna place a claim, I think, here in Transylvania. Or I could also, maybe actually Dalmatia is more interesting. Maybe it is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna prefer that over this one. Okay, cool. I could place a 3rd one there, but I think, the question is, do I want to keep my claim in Naples? Probably not. I really don't see a reason for that. I don't want to get into too much trouble with the Spanish. They are so powerful. Yeah, I don't know. But then again, maybe it's not a bad idea to stop them somehow. I want to keep my claim down there. I might leave it there. Okay, so here we have the peacemaker, and the Turks actually did this. Now this is interesting. The Turks definitely did it. They made peace. I mean, they simply annexed Albania, Serbia, and Austria. So there is no discussion about that. The question is, how does it work with defending the Holy Roman Empire? For example, these guys, they attacked Bremen, Hamburg, and then they were technically at war with Austria. Is that one realm? Or does that mean it would be 3 realms? The same question would apply for France. Okay, so this is interesting. While the defending the empire slot is tagged, players at war with the emperor may not enforce peace on any imperial subjects unless they have achieved a victory over the emperor in the war. Okay. So that's tricky because it seems that maybe England wasn't successful here. So I guess France definitely was, because they achieved the victory over these and they defeated the emperor because they took Sundgau from them and they had a bigger army at the end. So that means it's a partial victory and they can choose the state, keep the board state situation. However, this is complicated because England, I mean, they took these 2 cities here, but does that count as taking a city from the emperor? Because otherwise it would be a white peace. You could argue the English do not occupy a city from the emperor, and the emperor does not occupy a city of the English. So therefore it's a white peace, which means nobody actually wins this. And in that case, the English could not keep these 2 provinces. Or do these 2 provinces count as provinces of the empire, and therefore the English have won that thing and could enforce a keep the board state peace resolution? Now, I would tend to the latter, but I'm not sure. Okay, so the way I see it, it says an automatic white peace, neither side in the war occupy any of their enemies' provinces, including provinces of any of their enemies' vassals or active allies. That's good enough for me. I think the Brits have achieved a partial victory. I think these are basically allies if the emperor is willing to help them. For me, these guys count as allies, and therefore the British defeated the Austrians because, yeah, they captured 2 provinces of their allies and they have a larger army. Okay, so that means that I think the British have fulfilled the peacemaker condition, the French and the Turks. Of course the Austrians too, but a bot doesn't score points for the milestones the same way as a player does. So for them, it doesn't really matter. I think the Poles didn't. They captured Bohemia. They fought against Bohemia and against Royal Hungary, or against Austria, but they did not fight against a third party. Therefore, I gotta check what the tiebreaker is here. During phase 3, step D, make peace with 3 different realms, including at least one opponent. Well, I don't know, it possibly goes in turn order then, I guess. It's a little weird. Sometimes it's good to say what the tiebreaker would be, like here for example. Here it doesn't. So I guess I'm going to do it in turn order. So we start with Turkey. They get 5 points. So they are now second. Next is France with 3 points. And last, it's England with a single point. So all of them get 2 cubes as a reward, which is nice. 2 military cubes. Okay, so I guess that's then the end of the peace resolution. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And now we can disputed successions. There's nothing. Occupied towns. Well, the Turks have 1 down here, so they lose a point. I guess that's it. I think there is no other town occupied. Interregnum, nope. Religious dissent, yeah. So I'm gonna do this off camera. There's a lot going on here. It wasn't bad at all. The Poles and the Turks have the tolerance, so they had no trouble at all. Same with Austria. The France only had 1 single one here. Brittany and Normandy is Protestant. Spanish, southern Morocco, 1. And that was it. So yeah, not a lot of issues here. And now we gotta check if there are any other penalties from the stability or so. Well, no, I don't think so. So the gain, remove unrest, no problems here. But there are buts. So I think Austria, yeah, Austria is allowed to remove 1 unrest. So they can clean this. So they don't have any unrest left. And anything else? And now we got to roll again the rebel dice. And there's going to be a lot of rolling going on. Okay, so I'm going to start with, well, technically with Austria as a first player. They don't have any unrest. Poland, let's see. So they can re-roll twice. So we start here in Warsaw. Oh, that's awesome. Good start. And a couple of claims have been removed. You might notice, for example, Bohemia is completely in order. And that is because a claim has been removed and we also had a good roll earlier on. Now here, Royal Hungary. Okay, that's not good. That's a rebellion. We do have an army sitting there, but this is just a cannon. So, I don't know. We might see some trouble there. So we get attacked. Oh, that was great. No success here. So now the cannon can fire back. No success here. So again, another turn, I guess. Again, no success for the rebels. Incredible. Okay, we can do that for a while. Okay, now the rebels destroyed the cannon, but it can fire back. And it does have a success. So that means the rebellion was destroyed, but sadly we've lost the cannon. So that was not great. Ah, fuck! I could have re-rolled that. You know, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna re-roll that. That was just stupid. I forgot that. I'm gonna re-roll that one. Yeah, okay, it would have been a rebellion anyways. Good. Then we have here. I guess we have to roll here. Okay, so these guys become peaceful. But we have rebels there, so we got to be careful there. And was that all? Yeah, we got this problem down here, but they already left and we took some penalties for that. So it seems everything else is perfectly fine. That's pretty impressive. The Turks. So the Turks also have tolerance, so they also can reroll. We start here in the Hungarian plain. Okay, very nice. So, cool. Serbia and Albania. Well, that could have been worse. I'm gonna re-roll the cube though. Okay, so I'm gonna lose a unit, but that is not too bad. I'm gonna flip one of these. Okay, really good. And then I'm gonna lose one of my units. I don't know. I guess I'm simply gonna remove one of these. Okay. And that might have been it, actually. Yeah, I think that's it. So that was also totally fine. Now it's going to be tough for France, I guess. France has no tolerance and a bit of unrest, but it's not that bad anymore. Sane, there are 2. Okay, so that cost them 2 units. That kind of sucks, I guess. I'm going to remove this one. And then I will lose a cannon, it seems. That's a cavalry, so that's not good. Of course, they go to exhausted. Yeah, that's not that great. And then we have here in Loire. Okay, awesome. So this Orléans becomes peaceful again. Man. Okay, I lose a cube here. So, yeah, there we go. That's obviously also bad. But I think that was it. So, overall, I think it went quite well for most people. Of course, Spain. I forgot about Spain. They got tons. Fuck. Ah, shit. What a mess. They got tons of unrest. Oh, there we go. Yeah, one of the dice went all over the place here. Okay. I guess this guy was here. So, yeah, the Spanish have ton of unrest. So I got to roll 5 dice. You don't roll them for specific areas when it's... Oh, wow, that was awesome. Okay, so 2 unrest are removed. I think... I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to remove these 2. Then we got a rebellion, okay, and I'm going to roll 2 more dice. Okay, I got a second rebellion and I lose 2 bucks, which means I lose a cube. So we got 2 rebellions, and I'm gonna make both of them here in Naples. And that means I gotta fight. I gotta roll 2 rebel dice. Okay, I lose 2, but I mean, in the end, that is just nothing, right? That's absolutely no big deal. So I realized another thing. The Rhineland and Bohemia leave the empire because they are completely controlled by other powers. And yeah, so they are lost. And that means for everyone that goes away, the emperor loses 1 imperial authority. So he's completely down. And that means he also loses a cube that I have given to him and 2 manpower. So Austria is also really low on manpower now. They only have 7, which is really, really tough. Kind of updated the manpower, and this is pretty impressive for some realms. For example, France is at the... I mean, they have technically a higher manpower than 20, but there are only 20 infantry units available. So, I don't know. Honestly, I do not know how... if it is possible to have more. I don't think so. I really don't believe that you can bring more units into play than 20. So I guess this is simply the maximum. The same for Poland. Spain is also at the maximum. Turkey is close with 17. Only England and Austria are still pretty far away from that. The thing that is not quite clear to me is now the Holy Roman Empire, or the emperor, has no more influence. So basically I removed the imperial influence here. But then again it says at the end of the round you roll a die to determine how the influence develops. And I rolled a 6, which means the influence went up again by 1. I assume at the end of the round means at the very end of the round. So I did that after adjusting the imperial influence. And by the way, Austria still is the controller of the Pope. So they scored, again, 3 more points, which brought them to 76. Okay, and let's see. Okay, I need tact chits. Pass the first player token, okay. And then we got to score the power struggle. So now we got to score the 30 Years' War, and that is going to be interesting. So, for each battleground area, 1 per tax value of provinces they control there. So we have all Holy Roman Empire elector areas, as well as Pomerania, Flanders, Wallonia, and Bavaria and Swabia. Okay. So let's see. Rhineland is an elector area, which you can see at this eagle symbol there. So that means the French get 5 points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bohemia, that's 5 points for the Poles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing for Austria, which is a big deal. The 30 Years' War would be important for them. But they score nothing there. Then it's, let's see, 1 if they are the only player there. So that means, again, 1 for Poland, 1 for France, and 1 for having at least one alliance or marriage there. France has an alliance with Trier, so that gives them another one. So that was for these two players a big jump. They are now really close to Britain. Britain doesn't get anything. Lower Saxony is not an elector area, so that doesn't really help them that much. They have a mission to get provinces there, so that was the reason why they went there. You know, in the end, you could argue maybe that all was not really worth the trouble, but it's a little late for that now. Maybe it would have been more clever for the Poles, but the Poles had a problem. The Poles, instead of attacking Royal Hungary, it would have been great if they could have attacked Brandenburg instead, but they had no claim there, and they could not fabricate one. Shame for the Poles that they had these two casus belli there, otherwise they would have been already somewhere here, so that was unlucky for that. Okay, anything else? I don't think so. So it seems let's check quickly the next upcoming power struggle. That's the War of Spanish Succession. And there we got, again, Flanders and Wallonia, Burgundy, which is very interesting for the French, Lombardy, wow, Austria, France, Naples, Aragon, of course that's big for Spain, Virginia, Florida, New England, and Canada. Okay. So here the English might get the chance to get a couple of points. And I can see maybe Flanders and Wallonia might get attacked now. Oh, you know what? Actually, there was something else going on. The thing with the Holy Roman Empire. If 3+ elector areas are Catholic, increase the power by 1. If fewer, decrease it by 2. Okay, so the Rhineland is Catholic, Westphalia is Catholic, and Brandenburg is Catholic. Yeah, okay. So that means we can increase the power by 1. And that actually, I think that should have happened before we roll. So at that point it would have been only at 1. Then the emperor scores points equal to twice the power minus 4. Okay, so that means it's 2 minus 4, so they lose 2 points. Fuck. Fuck. I don't know where that was. Maybe here. I don't remember. Shit. I think they were at 75, so I guess they have now 73. I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, so yeah, let's see what the next 3 cards are, and then I'm gonna load this up. So, first event card is the Witch Trials again. That means a lot of unrest. You gain 1 military and 1 unrest, then twice. Pick an area with towns that is either Catholic area adjacent to a Protestant area or vice versa, and add unrest to 2 towns or vassals in this area. Players with unrest in the targeted area or areas adjacent to them lose 1 stability. Players with the tolerance idea may immediately remove all unrest that gained thus gained in this area by placing a diverse faith token in that area. Okay, and then we got rebellions and the spread of faith. Okay, that is an ugly card. The next one is a brilliant rebel commander. Okay, succumb to the pretender. Requires 5 rebellion or 5 unrest in your realm. Remove half of all rebels or unrest in your realm and gain Oliver as a ruler. Wow, he's got a 3/3/4. Fantastic. Lose 2 stability, exhaust 2 manpower, gain 2 military and draw 2 military cards. Crazy. All rebels on the move. Move all rebels in any one area to any area adjacent by land. You gain 1 military cube. Okay, I mean, there are not enough rebels on the board at the moment to bring Cromwell into play, or Oliver. Moving rebels could be interesting, maybe. For the Poles mainly, I guess. Okay, so that's not too great a card right now. And the third one is the volatile cost fluctuations. All players must pay ducats equal to half of their tax income. Whoa! Plus 1 ducat for each deployed exhausted land units, and 2 for every loan they have and gold province they own. Before paying, they must choose debase currency, lose a stability, and pay only half the costs above. Okay. Pay up, pay in full to gain 1 stability. And we have disloyal vassals and a pirate. Okay, that's a nasty card. That is a horrible card. Let me first check if the disloyal vassals could be a problem for anyone. Doesn't seem so. The Poles have a marriage with Lithuania. Oh, maybe here actually. No, there is influence here. The Austrians have influence here. So I guess this is not an issue, but of course the card in general is really ugly, especially for some of these bigger powers. They're gonna lose a lot of their cash. Yeah, some have a kind of a tax value of, I know the French, for example, have 2238. That would be their tax income, but they also get the vassal tax, so we're talking about 40 bucks. They must pay 20 bucks. That's pretty crazy. I don't know. I mean, they got a lot of admin, so they might simply decrease their stability by 1 and say, okay, whatever. But that's a lot of cash. Okay, so there we go. And I'm gonna load this up here. So yeah, was a very exciting round. I doubt the next one will be quite as interesting, but maybe I can still see you in the next video. Bye. Actually, I realized I made a mistake when I counted the electorates, because the Rhineland is no longer an electorate because it is no longer part of the empire. The same applies for Bohemia. So only Westphalia, Brandenburg are still, and Saxony. Okay, so these 3 are actually still Catholic electorates. So yeah, we're fine, we're good. Great. Okay, see you next time.